Here's something most people don't know. When you mix cocaine and alcohol, your liver creates an entirely new drug. Not a combination, a completely different substance that's 25 times more likely to kill you than cocaine alone. It's called cocaethylene, and between 50 to 90% of cocaine users are accidentally producing it without even knowing it exists. I'm Dr. Ferghal Armstrong, and today we're examining the hidden chemistry happening inside your body when these two substances combine. You'll learn exactly how this toxic compound forms, why it's more dangerous than either drug alone, and what every healthcare professional needs to know about recognizing and treating cocaethylene toxicity. When someone uses cocaine and drinks alcohol, something unexpected happens in the liver. The enzyme carboxyl esterase, which normally breaks down cocaine, instead combines the two substances into cocaethylene. Think of it like this: your liver is trying to process two toxins at once, but instead of eliminating them separately, it accidentally creates a third, more dangerous compound. Here's what makes cocaethylene particularly deadly. It has a plasma half-life of 2.5 hours compared to cocaine's much shorter half-life of approximately 30 to 90 minutes. So while cocaine's effects might peak and start declining within the first hour, cocaethylene continues circulating and causing cardiovascular damage for several additional hours. But here's the part that shocks even experienced emergency doctors. The statistics are stark. Combining cocaine and alcohol increases your risk of sudden cardiac death by up to 25-fold. That's not 25%, that's 25 times more likely. Cocaethylene is significantly more cardiotoxic than cocaine alone. Research shows it causes more severe damage to heart muscle cells and blood vessels, with studies demonstrating increased ventricular fibrillation and cardiac arrest rates. In emergency departments, we see a specific pattern. Patients come in with chest pain, irregular heartbeat, or even heart attacks 2 to 4 hours after they've stopped using cocaine and alcohol. They think they're safe because the cocaine high has worn off, but cocaethylene is still circulating at significant levels, putting massive strain on their cardiovascular system. Now, you might be thinking that this only affects heavy users. Let me show you why that is dangerously wrong. Many users believe alcohol takes the edge off cocaine or makes the experience safer. This is dangerously wrong. What actually happens is that alcohol masks some of cocaine's effects, leading people to use more of both substances. Here's another critical misconception. People think having just one drink with cocaine is relatively safe, but there's no safe level. Any amount of alcohol combined with cocaine produces cocaethylene. The most concerning myth that you can gauge your level of intoxication and risk. Because cocaethylene remains active for hours while cocaine's acute effects fade, the most dangerous period is often when users assume that they're recovering. Here's what makes this terrifying for families. The most dangerous symptoms don't appear when you'd expect them to. If you're a healthcare provider, or if you're with someone who's used both substances, watch for these symptoms. Severe chest pain or pressure, irregular or racing heartbeat, difficulty breathing, seizures, hyperthermia, body temperature above 40 degrees Celsius, extreme agitation or aggression. These symptoms can appear 2 to 5 hours after use because of cocaethylene's extended presence in the bloodstream. Treatment requires immediate medical attention. This isn't something that you can sleep off. The cardiac monitoring period needs to be extended well beyond what we'd typically do for cocaine alone, often requiring observation for 6 to 8 hours minimum. Cocaethylene blocks dopamine reuptake more potently than cocaine alone, creating a more intense and longer-lasting high, but this comes at a severe cost. Brain imaging studies show cocaethylene causes more significant long-term changes to brain structure, particularly in the prefrontal cortex, the area controlling decision-making and impulse control. Users report increased aggression, poorer judgment, and higher risk-taking behaviors compared to using either substance alone. It's not just about feeling different. Cocaethylene fundamentally alters how your brain makes decisions. This explains something police officers see constantly but never understood until now. The extreme aggression and poor judgment they encounter isn't just from being intoxicated, it's cocaethylene literally affecting decision-making processes in real time, and these effects persist long after the cocaine high has faded. The most effective treatment isn't what you think, and it's something that starts with understanding. For those struggling with combined cocaine and alcohol use, integrated treatment addressing both substances simultaneously shows better outcomes than treating each separately. Immediate medical treatment for cocaethylene toxicity typically includes benzodiazepines for agitation, cooling measures for hyperthermia, and continuous cardiac monitoring. The key difference from cocaine-only cases is the extended monitoring period. Patients need observation for much longer because cocaethylene continues causing cardiovascular stress hours after cocaine's effects have worn off. But the most effective intervention is education. Studies show that when users learn about cocaethylene formation and its extended duration of action, many reduce or stop combining these substances. Knowledge literally saves lives here. Understanding the timeline is crucial. While someone might feel like the cocaine has worn off within an hour or two, cocaethylene is still actively affecting their cardiovascular system for several more hours. If you found this information valuable, subscribe to MedHeads for more evidence-based content on addiction medicine and toxicology. And I want to hear from you. Were you aware that mixing cocaine and alcohol creates a third drug with a longer duration of action? What other drug interactions should we cover? Comment below. Remember, if you or someone you know is struggling with substance use, help is available. Check the description for evidence-based resources and treatment options. I'm Dr. Ferghal Armstrong, and this has been Cracking Addiction.